Hey folks, how you doing? If you're watching this video, you've purchased our Taste of Tuscany meal kit for home, or you're thinking about it. We're here to show you some of the steps and how I do it. You'll have full instructions with the kit, but this gives you some better idea of how to go about things. When you get your kit, you're gonna have your porchetta. This has been roasted already and is gonna come to you cold. What we're gonna need to do is warm up the porchetta leading up to making the dinner. So you're gonna start this about 4 or 5 hours before dinner time. Take the porchetta out, you're gonna pat it dry, you're gonna dust it a little bit with baking soda, and you're gonna season it with salt. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go into an oven at 180 degrees Fahrenheit, and she's just gonna coast in there for about 3 or 4 hours. A probe thermometer or an Insta-Read, you can check the final temperature of the roast in the inside. We're looking for it to sit somewhere near 150 to 160 degrees Fahrenheit into. So, we're getting the porchetta into the oven. You should do this early. If you're planning to have dinner around 6, say, maybe you want to get this guy in at around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Our porchetta is out of the oven. We have a convection function on this oven that blows hot air around the item. That's a great thing. If you have that, use it. If you don't, no worries. It'll work in any oven. Crank it up as high as it'll go, 500, 550, 575, whatever that may be. You want to give it a little pat dry. Works best the drier it is. And when the porchetta comes out, it should have puffed up like this. You want to be careful not to let it go too dark or singe. At this point, you want to use a nice serrated knife, like a bread knife. Just get these slices going. So in your kit, you're gonna get this lovely apricot coulis sauce. It is to be paired with your porchetta. You have your porchetta blistered and out now, so you can go ahead and finish all the other components. We're gonna get the sauce into the pan. And we're gonna warm it through slowly. If you feel you need to thin the sauce out a bit, I keep a pot of simmering water on the stove that I could add some liquid to the sauce. If it needs to be tightened up, then just let it reduce a little more. So we have your apricot coulis here. We've warmed it through. I had to use a little water to loosen it up. The consistency you're looking for is like this. If I raise my spoon across the plate, the line holds, but you see the sauce encroaching on it. It shows you that it's at the right consistency. It's not too tight, not too loose. You're gonna put your salad together now. What I like to do is quarter the apples. You're gonna go on a diagonal here. Take the core out. That's how we get our apples ready to slice. This way, the apples will sit flat. You can slice them easily. So if you have a mandolin type slicer, you wanna adjust it so you get pretty thin slices. Now in order to slice your apple thin, you're gonna set it down flat and run through it with your knife into thin slices. Be careful, you want your fingers tucked in like this, and you're just gonna use it to guide your knife. If you don't have a mandolin, that's fine, we carry them in the store. Just come in and ask for one, we can provide you. Except you want to pick your parsley off the stem. And then what we're gonna do to chop the parsley, just gonna roll it up like this, get them all tucked in there. And you can just run through with your knife. Assemble our salad. So we're gonna provide you with shaved fennel. Let me get that in. Now that you've got your fennel, your apple, your parsley in, you want to go in with your dressing. We provided you a white wine vinaigrette. You dress it as you like. We'll give you enough for you to use, maybe a little too much. And give this guy a toss. All right, we're gonna get our salad served. So you're just gonna place it nicely on a platter. And then your last bit of garnish is the toasted slivered almonds. There you go, you're on your way to a gourmet meal. So I've got our par-cooked Amarone risotto here. And turn it out into the pot. I want to bring this up slowly, so medium high. set this. I'm gonna give it a single ladle of simmering water just to help the heat go through. And let this come up a little slowly. What you do next is bring it off heat. We're gonna add a couple pads of butter to it. An initial toss here. We're gonna grate in our Parmesan that we will provide for the kids. We have these excellent microplanes that we sell here at the Village Grocer. They're an invaluable tool if you want to shave chocolate, hard cheeses like this, even the zest off of fruits. It's really good for that. And you're gonna work the risotto and agitating it all around, getting it all off the sides and the bottom. And what the risotto is supposed to resemble is like a lumpy porridge. The liquid around it with the starches from the rice have made sort of a sauce that sticks to the rice. It's meant to be soft like that, except when it goes on the plate, the sauce shouldn't run out onto the plate. So that gives you an idea of how tight or how loose you want it. If you take a look, it flows pretty nicely off the spoon. A little bit more seasoning, good measure. Get on some more parm. And remember that parsley that you chopped earlier? You can get some of that on as a garnish. So our last little step here before serving the risotto. Risotto can be pretty rich, especially with all the cheese and the wine. I want to cut that with a little bit of squeezed lemon. It's going to make it pop. Now here's the last step. We're going to sear the rapini. We've offered you the rapini already blanched. So all you need to do is get a nice hot pan on. Go at the highest temperature there. What I'm going to do with this rapini, I'm going to drizzle this beautiful olive oil. I'm sure everybody has a bottle at home. Slight drizzle there. I'm going to give her a toss. That coats the rapini with a little bit of oil so that the oil doesn't burn in the pan when the rapini hits it. What we're going to do is scatter our rapini on the pan so none of it's crowding. You're going to let that sear on one side. All right, we're going to take a look at how the searing's going on the rapini. Turn it over and I see some singed parts there. What I'm going to do is give them a turn. It's going to add a nice smokiness to the rapini. Now that that's turned over, you can wait a few moments. In the meantime, turn off the heat. We don't need any more heat for this. What's going to happen here is we're going to sprinkle it with a little bit of the chili flakes, not too much. I'm going to season her with salt. We do this at the end so that we don't draw liquid out of the rapini in the cooking process. We're going to hit it with a splash of lemon and a knob of butter. I'm going to give her a little toss. You're gonna turn it around there in the pan until the butter has coated everything. And that's it, your rapini's done. You can choose to garnish the porchetta with your rapini. Welcome to our Tuscan table. The queen bees, Karen and Linda, have set up this table to inspire you for your Tuscan dinner. What we have here is your fennel and apple slaw with orange segments and toasted almond slivers. You have your beautiful porchetta garnished with the seared rapini and your apricot coulis sauce, and all to go together with this beautiful burgundy Amarone risotto. Finish the meal off with our Village Grocer jelly roll. Now what you can get as an add-on to this meal is a beautiful bottle of wine. This is one of the wines that we've selected for this meal. It's a beautiful Chianti that we sell in the store here. We feel that our wine pairings would go really well with this Tuscan meal. It's selected in terms of region and flavor to pair with the foods that you've prepared at home. So I'm your friendly neighborhood Paul. I'd like to invite you to order the Tuscan meal. I hope you enjoy preparing it and serving it to your family. The first of many fancy meals that you can prepare at home. Salut.